All right, I haven't really done anything on this yet, so I'm going to do the pseudocode, and I'm just going to do the first option. There's other options. You can do a discount deal. You can do, one of these down here where you make up your own. I'm just going to choose the first option. Figure that's going to be just as simple as anything. So name, date, purpose, define main, and let's see. Create a club and explain its purpose. So create club. I'll make it a math lovers club. Whatever. Choose a club. Choose a club. I'm doing math lovers club. I would print that to the screen. And let's see, requirements. Gotta have at least three requirements. It says list the conditions, at least three to be a member. Um, let's see. I'm gonna say have to have been in a high school math class, uh, like math. Yeah, okay. And let's see, be in a high school math class. They have to have a math grade of, let's say, 2.0 or higher. And I'll say no first three numbers of pi. That's mine. You can make your own club up. You choose what your requirements are. I'm going to do that. But they got to know the first three numbers of pi and have at least a C average in math and be in have taken a high school math class of some sort. So that's my three requirements. So let's see. So ask user name, ask user the three requirement questions. Check to see if qualifies. Print yes or no. That's really what it's going to be. We got to have a club. You got to have at least three requirements. Asking the username is kind of optional, but it's nice to do if you're telling someone they can be in your club or not. Ask the user the three questions to see if they meet those requirements. Then I'll check to see, and then I'll tell them whether or not they're in. Yes or no to the club. Let's see if there's anything down here we're missing. So the design of it got to have three input statements at least, which we actually have four after we ask their name. Uh, don't need. Well, I do have to use an integer float because I'll have to use a float on the three numbers of pi. I'll use an if else and I'll use an and because they have to meet all the requirements. I got to show the user's input. Okay, so print users responses. Yeah, it says I got to show the user's input, so I need to make sure to show what they did. Use the string function when printing. Optional use. I don't need to use a list. That's optional. So that looks like that would be all the pseudo code we need. So I'm going to switch over to a programming window. Let me bring this back some. Okay, ready? There we go. All right, I'm ready to start my code. Mr. Brock. Today is the 12th. Okay. Now, when you create a club, make whatever club you want. Make whatever requirements you want. But I'm going to print mine out there. Print. Thank you for your interest in joining the Math Lovers Club. So that's the first thing I'll print. Let's see. We just have a few questions. I'm just adding that to think. What would I want to see if I was joining the club? So this tells me we have a few questions. So, first one, name, input. What is your name? That was an easy one. Uh, I'm going to call this one HS Math. Input. Have you taken a high school math class? Now this is where you'd put your requirements, whatever your requirement's going to be. This is what I'm putting as mine. Give them good names, you know. Let's see, grade. I'm gonna call that one grade. Input on a 4-point scale. What is your math grade average? Oh, and I need to tell it that could be a float. So I got to add a float on that because that'll be a number. They may enter 2.5. They may enter 3.7. So that one I have to use a float. On a 4-point scale, what's your math grade average? Okay. And we'll call this one no pi. This would be a float as well. What are the first 3 numbers of pi? I'm going to put hashtag, period, hashtag, hashtag. So they know to enter it like that with a number, a decimal, and 2 numbers. Oh, I need to close with 2 parentheses because I had 2 opening parentheses because I used the float. All right, is that all the questions I need? I need to know, have they taken a high school math class? I'm going to check to see if their math grade is at least a 2.0 and if they know the first 3 numbers of pi. Then I'm going to go ahead and print the results here. I've asked the 3 requirements. I'm going to print the results now, and then I'll check to see if they're in the club. So, print. I'll say hello first. Plus name. So it prints their name first. I ask if you had taken a high school math class and you said, and then we'll put whatever they said. Oh, I guess up here I probably should put Y/N just so they know what to type. Y/N. And so I'm printing that. So I asked if you've taken a high school math class, and you said, and it'll print either Y or N. Then let's see, print. You said your grade average in math is, and I'll put a string because that is going to be a number. So after your 4 input statements, you want to just print what their user answered, just so that's all clear and that you know what it is. Line 13, that's my variable name. I called it no pi. That's just what I named my variable because I'm asking what's the first 3 numbers of pi. So I want to know, do they know pi? You called yours whatever makes sense for your question. That's just a variable that I created because that made sense. I'm asking if they know pi, so I called it no pi. But your club, you get to name it whatever you want. You said the first 3 numbers in pi is, and then I'll put whatever they said for no pi. No pi. And then I need to test it. I've written a lot of code here. I just need to make sure it works here, so I'll test that in just a moment here. All right, I'm going to test this now. I'm going to make sure that it runs, it asks me the questions, and it prints what I answer. What's your name? They put Bob. Yes, I've taken high school math. I'll say my grade was a 3.3, and the first numbers of pi are 3.14. Uh-oh, I typed something different. No pi is not defined on line 17, but it is. It's right here. Oh, I capitalized the I. Okay. I got to make sure I capitalized the same letters. I just capitalized the P's, the only thing. And here I did the PI. Thank you for your interest in joining the Math Lovers Club. We have a few questions. Hello, Bob. I asked if you taken a high school math class. You said why? You said your grade point average in math is 3.3. And then I ran into the error because I spelled that differently. But I have fixed that now. So that should all work. So then I can do if, and I'm going to go with my variables. You do what your variables are. If my high school math equals y, because that's the first thing I'm checking. They had to have said yes. And what else did they have to do? Their grade must be greater than or equal to 2.0. And no pi has to equal 3.14. If that's true, print, welcome to the club. Else, all right, now let me test it again. What's your name? Bob. Yes, 3.3 and 3.14. All right, so it printed everything and told me, welcome to the club. Now let me get something wrong. So my name was Bob, the high school class. Yes, I got a 4.0, but the first two numbers of pi are 3.88. Sorry, you don't qualify at this time. As I said, pi starts at 3.88. And that will work. You can hit save. Then, make sure you got the pseudocode on your template and make sure you answer the questions at the bottom of the template. There it is. And we actually have 6 questions this time. We got 2 there and then 4 below that. So don't miss any of the questions.